learning process. And we advanced that when we are teaching, we have to make assessment. And this assessment must be made in 3 stages. We have stage 1 before teaching. You have to make assessment. Stage 2 during teaching and after teaching. Now, let us say, why is it important to integrate assessment? Integration assessment means we integrate assessment in the process of teaching, in the 3 stages. Before, after, and during the teaching. You have to make an assessment. Integration of assessment is very important because it assesses prior. For example, in the sense learning, it helps to assess prior knowledge that before teaching. If you remember, I told you that when you are going to the class to teach students, before you introduce the lesson, you have to brainstorm the views of the students, whether they understand that question or they don't understand. You have to brainstorm. So brainstorming means it is part of assessment, that you are assessing students whether they have prior knowledge of what you want to teach them. That is the meaning of assessment. Monitoring student progress. Also, it monitors the student progress. That my students have got awareness of what am I going to teach. That is understanding or do not understand. Means you making a progress of understanding whether my students are they well understanding or they don't understand. This means during the teaching. That during the teaching you have to make assessment. This lesson clear to students, they understand or they don't understand. Identify students' needs and the challenges in the learning process. Also, during and after and before teaching, you reassess the challenge facing students in understanding your subject. Evaluating student understanding. So assessment helps also to evaluate the understanding of the student. Why assessment? Yes. Okay, now we continue. In assessing teaching, it helps to diagnose teaching, the effective instructions. So, before teaching, if you ask students, use any of the method that you have discussed in the class as the method of teaching. If you use that one, you will be aware of which method to be used, because we have got a prior knowledge of the ideas about what we are going to teach. So you'll have an idea now of what instructions or the teaching method you are going to use. So facilitate adjustment to instruction and learning strategies. Also, it will readjust you that, okay, I have asked my students what is solar system, the importance of solar system, why the sun rays reaches us. I think they don't know. So which method now can I use so that to make this student understand? So you will also be, the information obtained is important. So when you make assessment, what is the importance of the assessment in our teaching and learning? Supporting learning process. Assessment will support you in the learning process. Improve teaching to meet learning needs. Assessment will improve you. You aware that my students need their understanding, they are aware of what I'm writing. Reporting student performance for the present and pressing students at the next stage. So if you make assessment also, you will press students according to their performance. Now, let us go to discuss these 3 stages of assessment. Stage 1 is before teaching. Diagnostic in nature and used for evaluating the mission of students, prior knowledge. So this is the type of assessment where before teaching you have to have awareness of the prior knowledge students they have. You can ask a question. You can use any of the methods so that to understand are they having this knowledge, because we believe that everything that we are teaching them, it is not new. Is it new? For example, when I teach you what is the sun, is it new? What is river, is it new? What is rocks? Our students do not know what's rock. They know. Are we together? They know. So what is the problem in that? We don't give them a chance so that to explore their understanding. So we need, the curriculum needs us to be just a guide so that to extract their prior knowledge on the same lesson that we are going to teach. So you have to use different. You can brainstorm, questionnaire, oral questions, writing, tasks, puzzle, or whatever. For example, what is a puzzle? For example, I showed you a continental drift there. Now I can just go and split the continent. Now please, can you rearrange this? Make them as a single continent. I have just split them. That's the puzzle. So students will be using now, clicking their minds. Oh, I have now to arrange it so that the model should be look like this. Now here, you come up which is of like hata puzzle. Na kile tunakuwa na kitu sawazisha mpaka kiungane. Yes, that is a puzzle. So you can use it so that when they are doing, they really get understanding. Oh, this is the meaning that it is a continent drifting in this way. Now I'm bringing them together. Okay. Why assessment used in this stage? Understanding student background. You have to understand student background. So, one will believe that everything that we are teaching them, they know. Highlighting gaps in perceptions. You have this perception. What is volcanistic? Volcano. What is volcano? Volcano is a soil on the space. Somebody is answering like that. You say, oh, this one doesn't know what is volcano. So it means that again, the misconception means they have an idea of this, but their ideas are not correct. Informing instructional planning. Informing instructional planning means it gives you on how to plan your work. If you have a prior knowledge of your students. Enhancing students' engagement and motivation. Also helps students to engage and motivate because you have given chance to discuss, to get their views, you are promoting them to engage and participate. That is collaboration. So adjusting their teaching strategies accordingly means you readjust your teaching strategies accordingly. Now that is how to use it. Students' response in this stage. For example, you have assessed your students and you have a prior knowledge of what they have. They have an idea of what you are going to teach. Now, that knowledge that you have got from them, what will help? How are you going to help you? Provide immediate feedback as students respond. Yes, how to use student response in this stage. You have got the response. How are you going to use? Instantly. You provide feedback to them that you have said the liver system in this way, but this is not correct. Liver system should be this and this and this. That is adjusting your teaching plans means you have to adjust now. That my class according to this topic, because when you are going to class for a new topic, you have to introduce a topic. Today we are going to talk about